Go.
Hello!
Jesus Christ.
Hello!
Well, that's not even our intro. What's our intro again? Once. No. Hello. That was rubbish.
Why was it rubbish?
Games have you been playing? Anything interesting?
Yes, I want to talk about this. I've been playing a game called Unforeseen Incidents. It's really good, actually. It's like a proper 90s adventure game. It's set in a world where there's a pandemic. And bear in mind, this game was made in 2018. And the pandemic has been orchestrated by the government. And there's people dying everywhere. It's really kind of like a parallel. It's weird. It feels like it was designed for our current situation. It's really good because the lead character, I can really relate to him because he's really into retro tech. So he's just wandering around places going, oh, look, is Ancient Hi-Fi, is Amstrad's separate unit. He's like, oh, is Old Games Console. It's just like, yes.
I mean, we've already discussed that if there is, a nuclear meltdown or something, and I'm there, in the wilderness with you and your kids, like literally you'd just be there carting around just a tower of computers that you found. And you're like, oh, look at this, lugging them about.
Oh, I'd have to keep them safe, wouldn't I?
No! You can't just, drag about a Sun Microsystem. Meanwhile, I'm trying to fight off a zombie. I
mean, I could build Imagine if I had loads of Sun Microsystems. You could build a massive fortress. So then you've got the Sun Microsystems and the fortress. It's a win-win. I don't see what the problem is.
I've been playing a few different games. I played Battle Axe, which is that new game. I really have been enjoying it because you weren't sure if I would because I don't really like beat-em-ups, but it's more of a hack and slash. I found that even though it's devilishly difficult, and I think I've got up to about the 5th area so far, and then I get owned, and I've rage quit it for a few days. Also, Pokemon Snap, which is amazing.
Oh, God.
Oh, it's so good. I've not played it for a few days because I'm trying to stop myself because I know I'm just going to get addicted. But you just sit there and you take photographs of Pokemon. It's just nice.
Why is that a game? How is that even a game? Walking around taking pictures of...
It's the same as like a safari game.
What do you mean a safari game?
Look, why are you so adverse to the idea of Pokemon?
Because it's like photo modes in games. Why are you walking around taking pictures of the game?
I love photo modes in games.
Why?
Right, seriously, I've got some cracking photos on my Switch from games like Mario and Breath of the Wild. It's just amazing. I just like to scroll through them and go, it's quite good, that.
What?
So skilled.
So that's what you do. You just have a folder and you just go back to them occasionally. And
I just like it because
nice.
I don't have any real world skills, but I am skilled in the world of games. So
you're skilled in the world of in-game photography.
Yeah.
Why don't you take that skill outside and do some
Because I literally can't. I can't.
Why not? Have you tried?
Well, I don't like going outside anyway because there's people there.
Right.
But then there's no Pokemon to photograph in real life. It's rubbish. It's like, oh, there's a cat there. Take a photo of that. Okay, now what?
I don't get it because in real life, you're taking pictures of stuff which you might only see once, and it's like a memory of it. You've got a memento. Whereas in the game, you can just go back into the game and play it again.
No, this is what pisses me off. The whole idea of you take a photograph of something to remember that you were there. No, then you're making a photograph of the memory of you taking a photograph. It's like people that go to concerts and spend the entire time just filming it on their phone. They do my head in. Enjoy the moment. Don't prick about with a camera.
I think there's a moderation somewhere. I think, enjoy...
I think you're a moderation.
That doesn't make sense, look. You just enjoy the concert, but then take the occasional pictures.
Let me enjoy taking a photograph of a Lapras that I've just chucked an apple at.
Look.
Let me enjoy chucking a Spearow off the side of a cliff and then watching it flap away.
I'm fine with that. You knock yourself out. You take as many photos as you want.
Right, so I have been having singing lessons, and one of the things that we have decided, my singing teacher and I, is that we want to concentrate on kind of folk songs. The thing that I really like about folk songs is more often than not, they're songs that are being sung by a ghost.
Oh, God.
So this segues nicely into a little talking point. All of the songs that are either sung by ghosts or about ghosts, right? Usually it'd be like, oh, there's some woman in a valley and she's upset because her boyfriend went off someone else, but she's dead, whatever. If you were a ghost, you wouldn't hang around for centuries and centuries being upset about one thing, would you? Which really cements the idea that ghosts are just fragments of almost a photograph of a memory.
Look, can I stop you there? What do you mean songs sang by ghosts?
Look,
What
all
does
right.
that even
So,
mean?
a song sung by ghosts. Like,
What do you mean song sung by
look,
ghosts? What, like you
there's
go to a
loads of
concert
them.
and there's a ghost who rocks up on stage and starts singing? You can't have singing ghosts
Hang on.
because there aren't no...
there's quite a lot.
I like how
which
you've got
were,
notes on this.
you know, like maybe the ghost will come in at the end and start singing.
How do they get hold of a ghost?
They don't get hold of the ghost. It's a ghost that's singing the song.
Well, how is it
It's
a ghost that's singing a song if they
because
can't
it's
get hold
from
of the ghost?
It's from the point of view of the ghost.
So we're imagining a ghost singing a song.
There's a song called Little Sir William, which is a folk song from Somerset, and at the end of it, the ghost of this dead boy just wanders in. And is like, how can I pity your weep, mother? And it's like, oh shit, there's a ghost.
Why doesn't he just talk?
Well, because he...
A bit exaggerated, isn't it? Why can't he just say...
Yeah, but song is a Methodist... Get off. The rats are trying to get onto the songs. Get away.
They're like, ghost songs? Fucking hell.
Oh, yeah, they are. They're like, holy hell. Like, there's this song, it's a folk song, I'm not sure where from, but it's about some woman in the bottom of a valley who just keeps singing. And then it transpires at the end that she's a ghost. And she's just wandering about just like, oh, God, my ex is such a dickhead.
Well, so she's in a valley just complaining about her ghost, about her ex.
Yeah, because she's dead. I mean, the kind of idea is that maybe she was murdered by him, or she killed herself because they were going to elope and then he never showed up. You know, that kind of thing.
Why is she in the valley? Why doesn't she go to the police and sing it to them?
Because she's not going to go to the what? She's not. She's not doing
there's
that.
A crime which has been committed.
This is what I'm saying. That ghosts aren't conscious. They're just reflections of what used to be. Because if she was conscious, she'd be like, right, I'm having you. She'd go to the Rozzers and be like, look. This lad murdered me, I'm pissed off. She wouldn't just be floating about. Like, this is the thing. You know, when people say, oh, the ghosts are talking to us, are they really, though? Or are they just, you know...
Okay, well, if you say ghosts are reflections of what used to be, you're implying that she used to rock around in a valley singing these songs when she was alive. So why did she do that?
Well, because she'd just been let down by her ex or whatever.
So she
she's
went
at the
to a
bottom
valley
of the
and
field
started
going,
singing?
oh, no.
Did she die in the valley?
Look, I don't... I've completely forgotten what my original point was, so shall we just move on? I was reminded of a tweet that I saw ages ago that really made me laugh and that really made me think. Imagine if your mum was a mermaid and your dad was a centaur, but you'd only inherited the human halves, so now you're just some guy. Imagine that.
It's better than inheriting the other halves, isn't it?
No, it's not.
You'd be like a fish with a horse.
It would be a nightmare because you'd be there, like, you know, at parties or whatever, just like, oh yeah, my mum's a mermaid, my dad's a centaur. And everyone would be like, oh, it's this idiot again. It would be just a nightmare. I mean, just imagine like coming from such important, interesting lineage and you're just some guy.
We're just trying to explain it.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, it's Kevin again. He's going to give it up at some point, isn't he? He's going to be like, look. Well, why doesn't he just bring his mum out? Why doesn't he just be like,
but
oh,
he probably... That's not the kind of thing you do, though, is it? You don't sort of parade your mum around at work. Oh. It's not like a bring your mum to work day.
I mean, if your mum is a mermaid and your dad's a centaur, then you probably would bring them. You'd be like, look at these guys.
No, you wouldn't do that because that'd be awful.
What... Do you think society might turn against them?
No, I'm not saying society would turn against them. I would say that if you are a centaur or a mermaid, then you are very handicapped, really, amongst all of humans, aren't you? Yeah, but my point was that you're just some guy.
Yeah, but I mean, it's unrealistic to happen because then... Plus, right, a centaur... It's his bottom half, which is the horse, isn't it?
Yeah.
The mermaid is her bottom half. So that wouldn't happen, would it? The worst case scenario is he'd be a human top, and one leg would be a horse leg, and he'd have one fin.
Right, that is genuinely not how genetics works.
Yes, it
Absolutely.
is.
No,
because
it's not.
mermaids don't have genetics to have their... It is, no, because mermaids... Listen,
not.
Mermaids don't have genetics to have their top half as a fish. It's not like Red Dwarf,
yes,
where...
Yes, they do.
Like, some mermaids have human feet and a trout head. That's not how it works, is it?
Look,
and centaurs don't sometimes have a human ass and a horse's head.
No, but
just
it's
knocking
like,
about.
It's the way that alleles and the genetics and the chromosomes and that work, isn't it? Like you can have a recessive gene. So a mermaid probably has a recessive human gene in there for the bottom half. Yes,
because mermaids don't have the gene for the top half to be a fish.
Right, I tell you what, Peter, you're talking shit.
It's like humans don't have the gene for the top half to be like a dolphin.
All right, look, okay, so fine. Your mum's a mermaid and your dad is a minotaur.
Throwing insults at me now.
Your dad's a minotaur. There we go, that's better. That works, right?
I can tell him you said that.
In fact, that might have been the actual tweet in the first place, and I may have just completely screwed this up. Okay, so I think the dad is the minotaur and the mum is a mermaid.
How would that work?
What do you mean?
How would the procreation work?
Look, we're not going to ask them that, are you? You're not just going to go around to the house and be like, oh, look, my mate Kevin says that how did you even do that?
But Kevin would ask it. He'd say, look, parents, how did I come to be? What the shit is this? Okay,
Fish have vaginas.
Say it happens and Kevin's rocking up at a party.
Right.
He'd have to get over it, wouldn't he?
He'd have to just not tell anyone, wouldn't he? Yeah. He wouldn't be able to tell anyone because people about whatever.
I think that's safe.
But then imagine if he starts dating or he wants mates round or something, he brings them round to the house and his mum's just there, bottom half in a paddling pool, just in the middle of the front room.
I think it's a danger if he then goes on to have kids and then a minotaur pops out.
Well, it wouldn't be a full minotaur, would it? Because it'd be diluted.
Genes can do stuff like that.
Right, well, I'm glad we've cleared that up.
Thanks for raising it. It's it's cleared up a lot of questions for me.
So in a previous podcast, I did mention this. There was this woman back in the 1700s or whatever. She ended up being really, really famous by just lobbing animals up her vagina as a way of sort of, getting a bit of cash on the go. She started to give birth to bits of animal, and then it sort of went up and up until it ended up to be a case of giving birth, so-called, to full-on rabbits, right? But then after quite a while of this, and the king found out about it and was like, what's going on? And
what's going on? What's happening? He's just got a mild interest in it.
Well, she used to say stuff so if she'd give birth to a load of cat paws, she'd say that she must have given birth to that because there was this cat that she really liked that used to sleep on her bed. So she manifested it. So that was her argument, that she wasn't being impregnated by an animal. She was just manifesting these things and then giving birth to them.
Right.
There was this surgeon sent to go and see what was going on. Basically, they found out that she had just been whamming animals up her vagina. She ended up going to trial for it, getting imprisoned for it. She did eventually confess that it was a hoax.
Well, what century was this?
1700s.
So is that past the witch trials, I presume? Otherwise she would have just been condemned, wouldn't she? But look, there's a woman who can do something. Burn her.
Yeah, but it's not really a woman that can do something, is it? It's a woman who is
a woman who's giving birth to
cracking out animals. That's not just doing something.
If you can give birth to rabbits, that's doing something, isn't it?
It's not as if it was advancing women's suffrage or something. What you think it was? You think all the suffragettes should have been just whamming out rabbits?
I mean, it's drawing attention to something. I presume she made quite a lot of money from it.
I don't know exactly. I think she probably did.
Because it's quite a big risk, isn't it? I mean, it's...
Yeah.
Did she declaw the rabbits before she did that?
Oh my God. Look, they were dead, so it's not like they were going to be rummaging about. But,
but the claws are going to be quite sharp still, aren't they?
I don't know. Look, I don't know. You know what, probably. I think if she was making a living from doing that, she probably would, that would be up in the list of things that she should probably deal with before.
So what did the surgeon say? Did he come along and say, look, these rabbits are declawed, clearly this is a trick. She's whammed them up there. And you're being deceived, or...
I think she was incarcerated for a while.
Did she continue the tricks in prison?
So after all of this, after she finally got out of prison a few years later, she ended up actually getting pregnant and giving birth to a daughter.
Was it half rabbit?
I don't...
Was it like the minotaur situation?
Yeah, it was literally, she's like, can you imagine that kid going to school and be like, oh, my mum's the one that gives birth to rabbits?
It's not something you'd be proud of. You wouldn't be like, oh yeah, my mum got sent to prison for whamming rabbits up her snatch.
Why not?
It might distance you from your class friends.
I'd be well pleased for that. I'd be like, that's amazing.
Well, that's the first thing you'd say. You'd burst into the class and be like, yeah, my mum whams rabbits up her snatch.
Fuck's sake. Right.
Why are we back on this subject? I thought we visited this before. Are we going to do this every time?
No, we're not going to talk about Mary Toft every time. I just wanted to sort of put the issue to bed and be like, look, there was this
for me, the issue was put to bed. It was done last time we spoke about it. We didn't need to revisit it.
So in Peter's Mardy Minute, I basically just tell you a subject that you're going to rage about for a full minute. I will time you.
Yeah.
When you can't find the pay point in a multi-storey car park.
Oh my God! Don't get me started on that. So this is because we went to a car park recently And there was a sign, it said this way to the pay point. So we go walking up the ramp. It's like, oh, pay point. Nothing there at all. Look around the entire space. Not a thing. Go into the shopping mall. Nothing there. Nothing. What kind of shit car park is that about? Turns out you have to walk about a mile down the car park and there's this tiny pay station just sitting in the corner. Just like, hello, it's pay station. And then you have to bloody walk back to your car. Absolute bullshit. Right? And you go up there to the pay station and it's like, hello. And there's 2 pay stations and they're both card only. Right? One of them's broken. What's the point in that? What's the point in sitting there broken like an absolute shit turd?
Right, stop. Right. Are you okay?
I don't want to experience that again.
Right, are you ready to go again? When I make a cup of tea.
Well, you don't make a cup of tea to start with, do you? It's like, hello, do you want a cup of tea? And then I've seen you make it. You get the kettle, fine, that works. Get the kettle, put the tea... No, sorry, you put the milk in. Absolute mentalist. I don't know what you're thinking then. Then you dip the tea bag into the milk so it goes cold. What is that nonsense? How is that getting the most out of a tea bag? You need boiling hot water to make it diffuse properly. And then you bung the water in, you give it a stir. It must be 5 seconds you stir it. Wonk the tea bag out. It looks like a bowl of piss. Absolute milky piss. Tastes like milky piss. And you're like, oh, there you go, there's your tea. It's not tea. That's not what tea is. It's not even close to tea. You don't even get a slight caffeine hit. You don't get a slight taste of tea. It's bullshit. I've seen better tea fall out of an ape's arse, frankly. Absolute nonsense.
Stop. Bloody hell. Look, it's creamier if you put the milk in first.
No, that's not what you want. You're not making a hot chocolate.
It is. It's
not
better. It's nicer.
It's not a mug of custard, for fuck's sake. Tea. It's supposed to taste like tea.
Okay, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Do you want to do one more?
Go on.
When the bin lorry randomly comes a little bit earlier than you thought it would.
Oh my god. Right, where I live, the bin lorry comes at 12 o'clock, 12:30, which is nice because that means I have to drag myself out of bed a bit earlier than normal, say 11:30. But a few weeks ago, laying in bed, hear this out the window. It's like, that sounds like a fucking bin lorry. It's like 10 a.m. So what the shit are they playing at? Look out the window, bin lorries steaming up the road. Like, what are you doing? The bin, right outside my door still. I haven't even had a chance to move it to the pavement. I have to run outside, grab the bin, run to the road, like barely dressed, everything on backwards, no glasses. Bin lorry comes storming down the road, have to put it outside, and then you don't even have time to put out the rubbish which is in the kitchen. They don't give you any notice. So you've got this half-empty bin just sitting out there getting emptied, and then you have to double stack it for next week. Why can't they just at least phone ahead or something, let you know what's going on?
Stop. Just come. I feel like if I don't stop, you're going to keep going for quite a while with that one. Good God.
Can I just say that I think bin men do a superb job and I fully support what they do.
I think they're great. The ones around here are fantastic because every time I come trundling out of my front door, still wearing my dressing gown, holding it around me, dragging my bin, they will stop and they will go, oh, so we'll take it for you.
I've literally had to walk to the next estate before because I've missed it.
Yeah.
So I've had to I dragged my bin once from my estate down quite some distance to the next estate. On the way down, the wheel of the fucking bin fell off, right, and that rolled down the road. So I was just dragging this hobbling bin down the road trying to catch up with a bin lorry. I get there, I'm like, hello, mate. He's like, hi. I can't do early bins.
Do you know about...
I'm not going to like this, am I?
So sheep and cows and that, they used to be painted as rectangles.
Sorry, say that again. Sheep and cows?
Sheep and cows and that, they used to be painted as rectangles because the farmers that commissioned the paintings wanted their livestock to look boss as hench as hell. So you've got all of these rectangle cows and sheep in all of these paintings.
Yeah, I've seen them. It's just like a box. It looks
they're amazing.
It looks like a cow with like a massive chest, but just goes straight down. Across. Looks like a Minecraft animal. So why do they want their animals to look boss?
Well, Yeah, so they maybe get more work out of it or something.
Is it in case they have like a fight between farms?
No, what? So it's kind of like, it's like one of those, oh, my dad will beat up your dad.
Yeah.
It's like, no, my cow will fuck up your cow. Look at it.
Yeah.
It's a literal square.
Meet you at the village square with your cow. And it's like they bring down their cows, and and one farmer's like, oh, it's all right. I've seen his paintings. It's just a painting. His cows aren't like that. So he brings his normal round cow along. The other farmer comes down. He's actually got a massive fuck-off square cow. He's like, come on then, mate. Just bashes him with it.
I just love the fact that it was a proper status symbol.
You've got to have something, haven't you?
I would rather have the rectangle cow. I'd be absolutely lording it over you. Literally.
You just parade around town with it.
I would.
Just walking
You'd
about.
be there. You'd be sat in your office. Stuart Ashton's in his office. You just look out the window. I'm just there, just parading past on this rectangle cow.
We just hear this cowbell just down the street. It's just you arriving on your cow.
For like the fourth time
Your
that
massive-
day. Just coming round.
Your fuck-off blocky cow.
Oh, are we going to do kids' jokes?
Oh, God.
Okay.
Who's going first?
Well, I think it's best that you read them because I can't.
What did the muscle man say to the tiger?
I don't know.
Ooh.
What?
That's what he said.
It was sort of like, ooh, you're odd, sort of thing.
It could be interpreted, it's just like loads of O's, so it could be like, oh. That would probably be better.
The tiger's like, what the
What do you call a fish?
Just what do you call a fish?
Yeah, what do you call a fish?
Okay, I don't know. What do you call a fish?
A fish.
No, you don't.
You do, you call it a fish.
You don't call it a fish.
Yes, you do. If you see a fish, you go, look at that fish.
No.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Visual cow.
Are you a rectangle?
Moo.
Moo?
Moo.
Didn't you say you're a visual cow?
Yeah, I'm a visual cow, and you're supposed to say visual cow who?
Yeah.
And I say
Visual
moo.
cow who?
Moo.
What?
Why didn't the man climb up the mountain?
I don't know.
Because there wasn't a mountain. This is all observational humour. It's amazing. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Fork.
Who?
4th of July. And that was submitted on May the 8th, so that's even better.
That's a double layered joke.
Yeah. Waiter, waiter, why is there a foot on my cake?
I don't know.
Because you told me to stamp on it. What's the difference between a chicken and an elephant?
I don't know.
A elephant has a huge bottom.
I mean...
See, it's factual. A pig walked into the shop and the lady said, we don't make types of meat in this shop. Sorry, mate. You've come to the wrong place, right? Imagine if that's how a butcher got his meat. The pigs just pile in. And one goes to a wrong shop and they're like, mate, this is a gift shop. Why do bears have faces?
I don't know.
So they can see. Just a faceless bear. I can't see. Why did the Skeleton not go to the Halloween party?
Why?
He feels bony.
Oh,
you feel sorry for the skeleton. What has 8 limbs and 8 heads?
I don't know.
A monstrosity. What do cavemen eat?
I don't know.
Caves. What do you call a crocodile with a big butt?
I don't know.
A noob. Absolute noob. Well, just one more. Why did the pig noise?
I don't know.
Because the man noise. Alright, we're done.
Now, Peter, if you recall, last time we read Half-Life Full Life Consequences by Squirrel King.
No, not this bit.
Yes.
We're doing this every time.
Yes, we are.
Oh, no, okay.
Now, as I recall, last time you didn't really enjoy, not so much the way the fanfiction was written, you did enjoy that, but you didn't enjoy the main characters of the Freeman brothers, who you were, quote, bike-flipping arseholes. So, Just for context as well, for everyone who doesn't play Half-Life, Gordon Freeman is the main character in Half-Life. The John Freeman character that we're going to mention in this fanfiction is what's called a Mary Stew in the fanfiction world, where it's basically a self-insert by the writer. Half-Life Full Life Consequences 2. What has to be done?
Is this an official follow-up?
Yes, this is the official sequel.
Okay.
John Freeman walked like speed of light back to his motorcycle and left behind the bad place behind him. John Freeman had to ride his motorcycle really fast back to the office, but the John Freeman's gas ran out. John Freeman jumped fast off the motorcycle and landed on dead people's hands.
If the gas had run out, why is he jumping off a motorcycle to start with?
Gordon Freeman is now these hands. I must kill the next boss and live up to full life consequences, John Freeman said out loud. John Freeman picked up a laser gun and aimed it at trees to see if he could. John Freeman shot and tree fell down in front of him. John Freeman seen eggs fall out of the tree and he put them back home safe.
So caring.
These birds don't have to see Gordon Freeman yet. It's not time, John Freeman said to him. John Freeman, what is going on?
He's so caring about the birds.
No, but
he's lasering trees, and he's like, "It's fine."
I don't know if it is fine though, Peter. John Freeman had to walk faster and was back at his office working on a computer.
He's so keen to get back to his office, isn't he?
He looked on the internet and found the next boss.
Oh God.
What is this? What kind of... Is this a thing you could do on free serve? Just go on the internet and find out where the next lad you're supposed to beat up is.
Is it some like super keyboard warrior? Is it like level 2? And it's like thundering into the comments. He's like, oh no.
I know his weakness now, John Freeman said. And after that he got emails from someone. John Freeman opened up the emails and read them. Dear John Freeman, how are you? I miss you at home. Come home safe and soon with Gordon Freeman for Thanksgiving dinner. Love, Mum. John Freeman looked at it and got sad and yelled, I will kill the boss and Gordon Freeman will be a happy soul. Then he turned off the computer, went onto the platform again down to his other, more faster motorcycle that had gas in it this time.
Why didn't he take that the first time?
He's unprepared.
He's got 2 motorcycles. He's not that unprepared. Maybe he knew there was a second boss coming, I guess.
But I mean, have you noticed the pathos? He's got an email from his mum inviting both of them to dinner, him and his brother, and his brother's dead.
Yeah.
It's just really sad.
He can't break it to his mum by email, can he?
John Freeman put the laser gun on his motorcycle and his machine gun and his rocket gun that he found on the side of the motorcycle. He went through traffic and went fast like lightning, back to Ravenholm and back to the place where Gordon Freeman was. John Freeman went off-road. Hang on a minute. So what he's done is he's got on a motorcycle after, the last thing. He's driven back to his office, read his emails, and then he's gone back to the place that he started out at.
He literally fucking blasted back to his office to read his emails. That's how he knows about the big boss. The big boss is like, emails him, I'm here now. Like, okay, let's go.
Is there sending him like Google Map coordinates?
Yeah.
John Freeman went off-road and did backflips and landed on his back wheels but kept going.
Oh, here he goes again. Why can't he just bike anywhere normally?
He needs to backflip.
Would you just start to backflip? Just get to your destination, mate.
John Freeman went really fast again like before and was soon back again at Ravenholm but saw more zombie ghosts. John Freeman said to them, Zombie ghosts, I have killed your friends at the old house and I don't want to shoot your heads. Move near the countryside and you will be friends of John Freeman. The zombie ghost said that, no, we will kill you.
No, sorry, mate.
John Freeman waited until they were in front of his motorcycle and backflipped off and shot their heads below and landed and walked fast to where the next boss was.
Mm-hmm.
You're cool with the fact he just backflipped off his bike?
Well, we know he backflips. That's his thing. So, if he wants to carry on doing it, then...
Are you going to email him?
I'm emailing him right now. I'm telling him where the third boss is.
Is the third episode of this is going to be him going to see you're the boss of the next episode?
He comes backflipping in on his bike. I'm like, oh God, here he comes.
You will be one of us, yelled the dead zombie ghosts. John Freeman laughed and shot a rocket at them.
Yep.
John Freeman saw the next boss far down the road and walked slow this time. He walked really slow like a turtle, sat down on a rock and watched the next boss near the dead last boss and where the place that Gordon Freeman was. The next boss was laughing at John Freeman, so John Freeman said, "You will not laugh at me," and shot a rocket at him, since that was his weakness.
He's got ego problems.
Yeah, he's got
Are you laughing at
serious
me? I've backflipped my way in here, mate.
Well, no, the thing, he's already in a bad mood, isn't he? Because it literally just said the next boss is next to where the last boss was, the dead one. I would be genuinely livid. I get pissed off when I go to the shop and get home and realise that I've forgotten, pasta or whatever, and have to go back out for it.
He was just caught up, wasn't he? He was caught up in himself, and he's like, oh, my computer probably needs defragmenting now, I've got to go back.
He shot a rocket at the boss, since that was his weakness. The next boss died.
That's most people's weakness, isn't it?
Look.
A rocket to the face. What's your weakness in life? Rockets to the face. Generally.
Right, anyway, so the next boss died, and John Freeman was happy. He walked over to the dead boss and put them under the ground and planted plants on them, so instead of messy dirt and dark, there were pretty things there to be happy. Aw.
That's nice.
John Freeman walked to where Gordon Freeman was lying dead and crushed from the next boss's feet and looked down. A tear dropped out of John Freeman's eye and landed on Gordon Freeman. "You are dead, bro, and I killed the evil boss." John Freeman saw something bad. A head crab was on Gordon Freeman. Gordon Freeman stood up and said, "John Freeman, you got here slow and now I am a zombie ghost. You will pay." To be continued. Ooh.
Why didn't he bury the first boss? Why did he go to the effort of making the second boss's grave look pretty? He didn't even bury his brother when he was dead.
Well, no,
he just
because
buried the second boss.
Look.
Planted some nice daffodils, and then he's like, "Oh shit, my brother's now a zombie."
It's the fact that Gordon Freeman, as a head crab, stands up and says, "You got here too slow, and now I'm a zombie ghost." Which we have learned from this episode and the previous episode that John Freeman does not know how to manage his time effectively. I mean, he's gone halfway across the town back to the office and come back. That's a good couple of hours out of his day, isn't it?
Yeah.
And in the last one, he shut down his computer, he did a backflip, he did all of this stuff. It took forever.
He's quite a conflicted character, isn't he? He obviously he needs to get a diary. He needs some sort of time management routine.
Definitely.
He's out to prove himself, isn't he? He doesn't need to do that. He doesn't need to do backflips on the way to kill a boss. He could just ride there leisurely. It's already quite impressive. So how many chapters do we have?
There are 2 more, actually.
Oh, okay. So I guess that's the next 2 podcasts.
I don't know if our listeners really care about what happens in the next one, because all that's happened is Gordon Freeman has stood up with a head crab. I have no empathy for the main character of John Freeman. I just think he's kind of a bit of a wanker.
Trust me, they care. Trust me.
No, do they?
Deeply.
Okay, well, I think that's it for this one.
Oh, we need to do our ending, don't we? Okay, you've been listening to the Octanerdle Podcast. I've been Nostalgia Nerd.
I have been Octavius King.
Bye.